So, yung advantages is, it provides clear, meaningful feedback about mastery of specific skill. So, nagpo-provide siya ng feedback about dun sa mastery ng isang specific skill sa standard. Next, begin with broad ones and provide more specific targets under each one. So, yung broad dito, ito yung standard. So, binibreak into siya sa mga specific targets or ito yung mga skills. So, it starts with the general standards or learning goals. Then, break it into smaller specific target. Shows the skill or knowledge needs to demonstrate ng mga students. Need nila ma-demonstrate. So, the disadvantage of this is identifying the standards to get them at the right level of specificity. The standards that are too general do not provide enough information to show strength and weaknesses. The standards that are too detailed naman make the reporting or the grades magulo siya, and time-consuming for teachers and complex siya para intindihin. Next is the written description. This approach uses narrative comments or written feedback instead of numbers or letters. Teachers write personal notes describing students' strengths, weakness, and areas of improvements. So in this approach, this grading does not use number, percentage, or letter grades. Instead, teachers provide personal written comments about each student's performance. The feedback usually includes the strength, or in where the students does well or perform well. Then, it shows the weaknesses or the skills or areas that the students need to improve. The most important here is the suggestion of teachers on how the students can improve or deepen the learning. So, example here. Ms. Santos, a grade 7 science teacher, has just completed her assessment of her students' performance in a module on ecosystem and environmental conservation. Instead of assigning letter grades, she provides written feedback for each student. Example of written description for students that Mrs. Santos provide. Miguel demonstrates a strong understanding of the concept of food chains and ecosystem. He can accurately distinguish which producers, consumers, and decomposers, and he often contributes thoughtful ideas during the group discussion. To further improve, Miguel should focus on organizing his lab reports more clearly, especially when presenting data from experience on energy transfer in ecosystem. So dito, the teacher provides specific or personalized comments on her students.
The misconception in the written description is that yung mga narrative comments sometimes is nami-misinterpret siya ng mga students or ng teacher na subjective or personal attack sa students instead of objective academic feedback, because some teacher yung mga hindi nagamit nila ng words or yung phrases when writing description is nafe-feel ng students na it is a criticism for their work, in which dapat yung mga teacher is yung mga descriptions na nilalagay nila is dapat nakabase dun sa ano ba yung need improve ng students, ano yung work na he or she did well, yung mga words na mga phrase na hindi nakaka-offend para sa mga students. Yung feedback dapat personalized siya and detailed. Yung it focus on observable behavior and competencies rather than yung mga personal traits nila. So dapat yung pinagtutuunan pansin ng teacher kapag ibigay siya ng comments is yung competencies or yung dapat ma-attain ng students o ano dapat niya i-improve, hindi yung personality ng isang tao. For example, yung teacher, naglagay siya doon ng description na yung student is disruptive. Dapat yung appropriate na lagay dyan. Sometimes, ilagay mo doon yung students, sometimes or occasionally interrupts the class, and maybe she can work on waiting for his or her time or turn to speak. Mga ganun. Dapat hindi siya parang inappropriate na mga words na dapat ilagay. Gaya ng, so this approach is mainly used sa schools especially dun sa mga kindergarten, mga ganun, mga early elementary grades such as grade 1, 2, and 3. Ginagamit to siya sa DepEd schools or ng DepEd where young learners' progress is reported through teachers' comments rather than purely numerical grades. In these grades, a teacher write concise narrative describing students' strengths, areas of improvements, participation, and mga learning habits ng isang students. For example, ang comment to na this student, for example, Jaya is developing her reading skills and can identify most sight words. She responds well to guided readings but needs support with unfamiliar words. Example naman, Rika actively participates in class discussion and shows growing understanding of local issues. So, yung mga strengths and weaknesses ng isang students. So, advantages here is that it provides personalized, detailed reflection.
So the advantages first is it provides personal detailed feedback unique to each student. Just like what I have said earlier, the teacher will write or comment personalized on the student's work. So it reflects the student's specific strength and weaknesses. Next is encourage motivation and reflection on learning. The students will be eager to improve their work and learning due to the fact that they receive a clear guidance on how to improve, and the teacher recognizes the things they are doing well. This also helps them set goals and take responsibility of their learning. Disadvantages of this is first, very time consuming for teachers, especially with many students. Writing individual comments for each student takes a lot of time, particularly in classes na meron kang 30 to 50 students. Then, next is hard to convert into summary grades for report cards. Narrative feedback is rich and detailed, but it doesn't easily produce single number or letter. Comments alone are hard to convert into grades. Teachers may need to use rubric or scoring guide to translate the comments into summary grades for report cards. Next and lastly is the time needed to personalize feedback. Giving detailed personal comments for each student takes a lot of time, especially na yung marami yung students mo. So each one of them, magbibigay ka ng personalized na comments about their work or about their performance in your class. So it's very time consuming.
Ano nga ba or what grading approach does the DepEd use? So, yung ginagamit ng DepEd according sa DepEd Order number 8 2015, it mandates a standard and competency-based grading system. So, yung ginagamit ng DepEd is yung standard-based and may combination siya ng numerical grades because dun sa curriculum na yun, nakalagay yung mga standards, but then it is transmuted to numerical na grading. According sa DepEd order, teacher assess learners using written works performance tasks, and mga quarterly assessments. Grades are based on weighted raw scores from those assessment na sinabi ko, then it is transmuted sa transmutation table kung saan meron yung chart para i-convert yung mga raw scores galing dun sa mga assessments na ginawa throughout the unit or the quarter, yung mga number or mga points na nakukuha ng mga students sa isang task na naka-align doon sa mga standards sa curriculum.
So that's it. Those are the 5 approaches to marking and grading.